Watch out for pre-discounts. Hi, this is Casey Brown from Boost Pricing. I want to talk about a very sneaky kind of discounting that happens in business. I call it the pre-discount. It's the sort of discounting that you do before you ever propose the price to customers. Most discounting that you notice happens after you propose pricing to customers. Once they beat you up on price or give you an objection or tell you you have to sharpen your pencil or compare you to a competitor and their quote, those kinds of discounts are the ones that you often talk about in sales meetings or that you measure or you seek to reduce. However, sneaky, insidious pre-discounting happens before you ever propose a price to a customer. Your own lack of confidence, your own fears, what happened last time, that deal you lost, worry about what the customer will say, getting in your head about the price. All of that will cause you to underprice a deal or an opportunity before you even propose it to a customer. You sticker shock yourself. After you work out how much labor and time and material and cost goes into it and put the markup on it, or whatever method you use to generate pricing, and you come up with a number, $1 per pound, $1,000 for the SKU, $100,000 for the project, whatever it is, you worry that the price is too high for the customer. You knock down that number. You knock down that price. Maybe 95 cents a pound here makes more sense. Or I think it's more competitive. $950 for this SKU makes more sense, or $950,000 for this project. Whatever the discount looks like, whether it's 5 or 10% or 2 or a half, you start pre-discounting. So what's the answer? What can you do to interrupt your own thinking? The first thing is to just pay attention to it. Be aware that your own beliefs, your own fears, your emotions, your worry about what the customer will say, your worry about losing the deal will stop you from asking for a fair and competitive price. Acknowledge that sometimes you might be tempted to pre-discount from fear. Pay attention to it. The second thing is to interrogate whether this might be happening and to what degree. In other words, the next time you're putting together pricing for a particular opportunity and you arrive at the price you want to quote, have a very serious conversation with yourself. And actually, I recommend grab a manager or a peer and defend that number. If it's $1 a pound, why shouldn't it be $1.05? Spend 5 minutes convincing yourself or that manager that there is no chance it could be $1.05. If it's $1,000 SKU, there is no chance it could be $1,050. Why it couldn't be, why that would never be competitive for this particular opportunity. What are the commercial and competitive realities? What about the competitive density? What about the complexity of the opportunity? What about the relationship with the customer? Is it repeat or new? What is the cost to switch? Have a detailed conversation about this opportunity, even just with yourself, and take a hard look objectively at the factors that drive your decision making. See if you can talk yourself up or not. Could that $100,000 project be $105,000? Be willing to take a look at your pricing decision-making objectively. Play devil's advocate with your own decision-making. Be willing to push yourself. Maybe 5% higher isn't possible, but maybe 1% is, or even a half. Be on the lookout in your business for their very sneaky form of discounting. Play devil's advocate for yourself, for your peers, for your team. Look at where you might be able to get just a little bit more and argue with yourself why it's impossible to get. And if your argument's a little weak or a little thin, then maybe there's an opportunity to get just a little bit more.